If you're a real estate agent looking to grow your business, today's episode is for you. We're joined by Ashley Dane, who is a regional marketing director with Remax out of Michigan. And she's going to share with us how we can humanize all of our real estate communication in a way utilizing AI that'll definitely help your business grow.
Welcome to Real Estate AI Flash. I am your co-host, Rajiv Sajja, with the one and only, my other co-host, Jimmy Burgess. And today we have a very special guest, Ashley Dane. She is the Regional Director of Remax in Michigan and a Riz Media newsmaker in the Achievers category for 2023. In her role, she's dedicated to strengthening brokerage operations and growing agent production. She was a keynote speaker on AI and real estate, and she's a guest here on the podcast at the Grand Rapids Association of Realtors and also the statewide tech tour. Through her thoughtful leadership and engaging presentation, she has inspired countless real estate professionals to embrace AI to maximize its potential in the real estate industry. Welcome, Ashley.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm a big fan of this podcast, so it's a real honor to be here.
How about this? We got some good stuff coming today. This is going to be fun, actually, to have you with us and really kind of dive into some of the things you're seeing right now, because this is a perfect example as you're touring around the state of Michigan and as you're talking to agents all over the country. We're going to be able to share some things today I know are going to help some people grow their businesses.
You know, a lot of people actually that we talk to, and I'm sure it's the same with you, they're either curious about AI, but some of them are like fearful of AI. You know, there's a lot of that going on. So let's start with the big elephant in the room. Is AI going to replace the real estate agent?
I love this question. And I like the philosophical components of this whole cultural shift are just fascinating to me. But whenever an agent asks me this, I want them to step back for a minute and let's talk about their last week, the last 7 days of their business. How many really challenging, personal, emotional conversations have they had with clients in the last week? In the world of computers, 1 + 1 always equals 2. It has to equal 2. In real estate, 1 + 1 usually equals purple. there's so many factors with the humanity involved in this. And truly, when we look at what AI can do, I look at AI as human augmentation. It makes us better at what we are and what we can be. We still do what we do very well, but it augments us. And in real estate, I think of all of the very industries, we're almost insulated from this because it's so highly personal. The relationship between the agent and their clients and what they're doing in this transaction. I cannot imagine an AI being able to coordinate two sellers that have to sell a home that neither of them wants to. I mean, there are challenging situations that are just not what AI's strength is.
Yeah, Ashley, this is great, and I couldn't agree more. I know Rajiv's the same way. When we're talking about this, so let's get super practical with this. What are some of your favorite tools right now, AI tools that are out there, or some that you're seeing agents use at a high level?
I mean, if I'm being honest, the day that I got Copilot attached into my email and into my Microsoft products, it was a game changer. We all need more time. We all need more efficiency. I laugh at it's so simple, but in the grand scheme of things, the disc profile, it turns out I am so ridiculously analytical that like the emotional side of things, it just doesn't even function or hit my radar. So when someone sends me an email, I just want to send no back with a response, and that will hurt people's feelings, and that's not kind. So when Copilot was able to allow me to just type no, and then the response that came back was so sweet and thoughtful and gave it just the humanity that I sometimes lack, game changer. I would pay thousands of dollars for that. But also, I mean, that's in the Microsoft suite of tools. The fact that it can incorporate with Excel, I think we can save agents hours of time by using Copilot and asking Copilot to analyze numbers for them in layman's terms. Sure, we can go to Google. We can spend 2.5 hours trying to find the exact right way to make the pivot table and the formula. We can just use AI and in natural language, ask these systems to do what they do well. And I think that this is like basic level. We're not even getting into natural language generation. We're just talking about being more efficient with the tools we already have. Man, I love it.
It's good stuff.
Yeah,
That's good
so
stuff.
it's interesting. I think there's several companies, people that are listening to the podcast, they fall into different tools they've already embraced. Like if you're in the Microsoft world, Copilot makes a ton of sense. If you're in the Google world, there's Gemini there that is kind of gathering attention. And then there's ChatGPT that sort of sits in the middle of it that you can embrace either way. So I think it's important for people to recognize that whatever you already have, try to add on to it and not have to lift everything you're doing to move to a different AI platform. So I think that world is sort of evolving as we speak. I'm sure you're seeing that, Ashley. And I guess you guys are Microsoft, so Copilot makes sense. And also the Copilot app. Jimmy and I are a big supporter of the app because it's free and it runs on GPT-4.
Yes.
Yeah, so I know you probably talked to a lot of agents that are still early in embracing AI, right? So how are you making it approachable and actionable for those people so it's not this thing that they're fearful of?
I have spent so much of my career trying to understand tech adoption and the strategies behind it, and when agents and brokers adopt technology and how you can get them engaged. For me, especially with AI, it starts with exposure. And in having lots of conversations about AI, I had a pivotal moment in 2022. I was very excited about AI. I was talking to our brokers about like, this is a game changer. You're going to love it. And a very, very successful broker who I have a tremendous amount of respect for listened to me and then politely said, I'm going to wait for this to pass. And it was like someone threw cold water on me because clearly I had not done a good enough job educating on this isn't just another technology. This is a society shifting event that we're living through. It's going to be interwoven into every facet of our lives. So for me, it became a moment of I need to get a lot more exposure. I need to get a lot more education around this. When we look at tech adoption, there's two elements that come in to play here. There's timing and there's need. When real estate agents, like a few years ago, when they had like the magic money phone, every time the phone rang, money fell out of it because they were getting a new listing and a new deal. That is not a time where agents are going to adopt a new technology. They're too busy. They don't need to take the time out of, their lives to make it happen. But I think we're in an interesting world right now in 2024. So many agents, when they were doing their business plan, they said that they wanted to double down. They wanted 2024 to be a better year than 2023, which is great. The next question with that is how? How are you going to do that? And I think by a lot more education, by a lot more exposure, they can decide to lean into AI. There's so many new tools in tech. And I think that I'm surprised at the slow adoption of AI because as soon as you and I saw this, right, it was like, this is miraculous in so many ways. But I think agents have been slower to adopt than I might have expected. But for many of them, it just feels like another tool, just another thing that their tech advisors, like all of us on this call, all of us are telling me to look at. And there's a huge differentiator here. This is not just another, you need to use a CRM. This is not just another, this is a great automated marketing platform. This is business changing. And I decided I needed to get a lot more vocal about it. That's when I started, going to the national conventions and talking about it and going to the different regions across the country. And I was just in Missouri and Alabama this week chatting about it. We need this podcast. We need exposure. We need the agents that are going to lean into this to know what an amazing opportunity it is.
Yeah, this is so good. Ashley, as you're out and about, this is something that we enjoy too, because we get to hear from a number of different agents and hear how they're utilizing it. Are there any creative ways, or what are some ways that you're seeing agents utilize the technology to grow their business and to build something for the future?
I know you've spent a lot of time on this podcast talking about the sort of like tier one natural language generation. I qualify that as a tier one AI. And I think we are just exploring the different ways that we can leverage that and utilize that. But for me, tier two, when you're going to get a little bit deeper, we start to look at what I am calling workflow automations. So what are artificial intelligence that can be integrated into different tools that can help you do things better? And there are some really revolutionary ones out there. I think the one that I'm most excited about is a product called RESTB AI. And I don't know if you've gotten a chance to see this, but it's revolutionizing, in my opinion. I think it has the potential to revolutionize the search experience. Right now, buyers are looking for real estate and they are making almost an emotional purchase, but they are trapped within the confines of data with fields that are coming from an MLS. They have to search for numbers. And that's not how many buyers function. It's not their happy place. Sure, there's the analytical, my people that love that, but there's so many that want more. And with Recipe AI, they are using the image analysis components of artificial intelligence. And essentially how this works is if a buyer finds a home that's not the right fit, they're looking online, they can qualify their search and they can say, this isn't the home for me, but find me other homes that have a backyard like this because I want to entertain. And this is the type of environment that I want. And it breaks free of the data points and really helps a buyer create an experience in a search and find a home as an experience and a new way of living in a home. And I just think that that's fantastic. Interestingly, I think in this early stages of the AI world we're in with workflow automations, there's nerds everywhere building AI, and I think they're just throwing things at the wall, trying to find how to monetize them. So another Recipe AI thing that I've seen that they've done, they're pivoting away from the search, which man, I hope they stay with it because it has so much potential. But a product that an agent can buy. You can use their services to create your listing descriptions. So you enter just the general data points of the home, and then you upload 4 photos of the home, say the exterior, the kitchen, the master bedroom, and it will write you an entire marketing suite, a marketing package of that home, highly detailed on that particular property. So it's taking the natural language generation, taking the image analysis, and mirroring the two of them into this like real estate marketing nirvana. I love that one.
I've seen a demo of recipe.ai, Jimmy and Ashley, around integrating it into MLSs so they can use AI within it with fair housing. All those things are checkbox. So it generates, it's on those lines, but this is obviously consumer facing what Ashley shared. But it's an interesting space. I mean, Jimmy and I just talked about custom GPTs for listing marketing and things like that.
Yes.
But yeah, there's a lot of small niche AI companies that are obviously trying to become the next unicorn.
Yes. Have you run into Be Human yet?
Yes.
Oh, that one's fun.
Yeah. Hey Jen, Be Human. One of the
Hey, tell
projects
us a
I
little
have
more
is,
about those. I have not. So why don't the two of you tell
Yeah.
us a little more about what those are?
Ashley, why don't you go with Be Human?
Okay. So with Be Human, the classic example for I think an agent is your client appreciation party. So you have 2 options with this. You can put together a beautiful email, you go to Canva, make it nice, throw it in the email and send it out to consumers, inviting them to the pumpkin patch for your party. Okay, they may open that, they may attend. Switching gears with that, they could also receive potentially a personal video from you. You could stick your phone out in front of your face and say, hey, Bria, I hope the last year has been fantastic. We want to thank you so much for supporting our business. We'd love to come together and spend some time with you. Please join us at the pumpkin patch at such and such a time. Love to see you. So you do the video one time. With Be Human, you upload an Excel sheet with like 200 names on it, and it will change Hey Bria to Hey Christy and Hey Jimmy and Hey John. It just changes that name, and your mouth, your face actually moves to that name. So one video, you now have 200 custom invitations, and you send them. Now tell me, in the eyes of a consumer, which one is more likely to make that person have a positive affinity to you? Which one's more likely to get that person to actually attend that event?
So good.
Yeah, the application I saw, Jimmy, similar on the same lines. It's basically personalized video. Do it once. That's Hey Jen, Be Human. So when you got a new internet lead, you Zapier it in to ChatGPT. It gives you the script. You upload it once to Hey Jen, and you're sending a video. Thank you for coming to my website. And it's like I'm talking to Jimmy. So it's the concept of answer the public that we talk about, and then go to ChatGPT, Canva awesomeness. Just replace Canva with Hey Jen or Be Human, and you can rinse and repeat it multiple times.
So good. Actually, this has been, I mean, I've got a ton of notes I've made as you've been talking. I know people got some value here. Anything as we go forward, what are you excited about going forward with AI as we wrap up?
For me, specifically in my role in what I do, I am helping brokers build their business. And so many brokers want to add more value. And we want brokers to be able to be profitable in what they're doing. We want them to have this great relationship with their agents. And in my opinion, this is a game changer for brokers across the country because Their admin, say for instance, their admin in their office is beloved by the people that work in that office. But is that admin perhaps like an expert social media strategist? Does that admin know how to write fantastic SEO content and build out great web pages? Probably not. So a broker that understands how to utilize this can build the right prompts to have these strategies created. You can have spectacular hooks on Facebook that are going to get that click. You can have all of the most forward-leaning Instagram hashtags that are out there. The admin doesn't have to know how to do it. They simply need to follow the prompts, have the strategy created, and then execute the strategy. And I think for the first time, it allows the broker to give value back to the agents because we know we love this stuff. It's going to be years before the vast majority of the agents that we work with are leveraging this in the biggest ways. So if we have the brokers jump into that leadership position there, what potential could we have across the industry? I'm really excited for the lift in professionalism with our marketing, with our communications, with the personalization that we can do. It's just a game changer.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Actually, this has been good, such good stuff. Rajiv, as we wrap up, anything you want to add?
No, I think the biggest need I sensed from all three of us as we're talking, and we talked to a lot of agents, is increase the speed of literacy of AI and the value of it, and find specific use cases that agents can get the aha moment. I get it.
Yeah,
Just like one. If they start one, they'll find the others. So we just need
that's
to get
right.
them started on the right direction. So this has been fun, Ashley.
Yeah, this has been great. Go ahead, Ashley.
I just want everyone to lean in. I want them to take advantage of them. I want them to understand that this is a different moment in our history. It's a different moment in our industry, certainly, but from a societal standpoint, a cultural standpoint, we are at a precipice. And man, if you are the agent that leans in, you're going to be the agent that wins.
Couldn't agree more. Ashley, this has been great. How would folks find you? What's the best way to find you? Get in touch with you. I know there'll be some that will want to reach out and say thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Probably the best place would be to track me down on LinkedIn, Ashley Dane with Remax of Michigan.
Great. Great. All right. I know you guys got some value out of this. Make sure you reach out on LinkedIn, if at all possible, to Ashley. Let her know how much you appreciate everything that she did coming on here. We'll keep in touch, Ashley. As we always say, we're all stronger together. So this has been great to spend some time with you, and we'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching the video. I specifically chose the video below for you because it builds on the one you just watched. I hope it's helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.